I knew I was audible. I did that on purpose.
I was like, was that on purpose? I almost muted you because I was like, I don't know if he knows. I was just ready to mute just in case you started saying something.
I don't know why I thought it was a joke. We are tWoTcast, episode 386.
No, he does not. No. Okay.
All right, everyone, shut the f*** up. Let's ready to record.
We like to start every show by yelling, "We are tWoTcast." Can you do that with me? On the count of 1, 2, 3, go. We are tWoTcast. Now we can start.
The Wheel of Time Reread Podcast. Explicit and R. Freaking rated. Jono's the wild guy. Always talking shit. Joe's the straight man. He's a total dick. Tom is still obsessed with X-Men.
Previously on X-Men.
We are
You're listening to tWoTcast, or listening and watching tWoTcast through the time reread podcast. Now covering whatever the fuck we want to, called the tWoTties. I'm Jono. It's me, Joe.
Hey, Jono.
Hey, Yoey. Tom.
Stay your mouth.
Okay.
Hey, Jono.
John was so concerned about the dudes that he put it in our private chat and texted.
Is that what that's in? I didn't even look at the private chat. The 386th episode will finally be the good one.
I don't think so.
Right back at you, DK Moon. I think you're right. I don't know. They're doubting you, but I think you're right.
Not in your favor on that one.
Wait a minute.
Hey, you know what? Not to bury the lead, but we discussed it before the show, and based on Tom's evaluation of me and Jono's long-winded answers, we are splitting A Memory of Light into two parts. So this isn't the last tWoTties. I thought it was the last tWoTties, going into the show, but I guess we're going to do a part 2 next week.
This is Memory of Light part 1, and next week is Deathly Hallows part 2. And
the next week after that.
Next week is the New Testament.
The Harry Potter movies.
It makes sense, right? The original A Memory of Light was supposed to be one book divided into 3. So we're going to cut that third book, divide that into 2, and then it'll be a 7-movie series, like you said, with the 7-movie cut.
If we did a movie commentary for the Harry Potter movies, I would spend 2 hours for 7 straight movies talking about how it's weird that I want to fuck Hermione Granger.
It's very weird.
She's hot now, but it's so inappropriate.
Yeah.
When does it get appropriate?
Wildly inappropriate.
When does it become appropriate to say, hey, I want to bang her?
I mean, she's an adult now, so I guess.
The whole
on some disgusting level.
Yeah, it's disturbing.
Yeah,
it's very disturbing.
Yeah, so
but I mean,
number 69.
You got to be honest. You got to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it! You're the worst. You're one of the worst people I know.
Anyway,
Jono's definitely the worst, but I mean, you're one of them. You're one of.
So if you could get the chat going, ask them at what age is it appropriate to start saying, hey,
the answer's never, Jono. We don't need to ask the chat. Over's ears is going to be like, what's Harry Potter?
We're just going to watch the first movie and we're going to be like, you know what that chick looks like when she grows up? And then YouTube.
Oh, come on! Oh,
and then,
no!
And then YouTube will cut the feed, and that'll be the end of that. Hey, all right.
I mean, I want to cut it right now, and it's not even.
There's girls watching.
Instead of your meth.
Yes,
probably.
Yeah. There's girls watching this that want to bang Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
And who's that one? Who's the nerd kid that got all cut?
That doesn't make it better. They're still children.
Oh, what's
Nobody
his
wants,
name?
nobody wants to bang
Neville
on Louis
Longbottom.
Theroux.
Neville
Neville
Longbottom.
Longbottom, he's hot now. Everybody
Yeah.
knows that.
Yeah.
I also love the fact that spoiler for chess shows. That
It's less disgusting now, but still.
the guy who plays Dudley bangs the.
It was okay if you were 12 at the time. That's true. Yeah, if you
Yeah.
thought Hermione was hot and you watched that first movie, they were
I
like
didn't,
11,
I didn't
12.
think she was hot in the first movie.
your
Well, yeah,
second
we all
movie.
understand what you're saying, Tom. You thought she was hot like when they were doing casting, like she was 8 or 9.
Oh, before that. Actually, I actually emailed the casting director and I was like, "Hey, 2 years ago, I saw this girl walking down the street."
You're like perfect Hermione Granger, just in case you're making a movie. I don't know.
she's a real looker now. I don't know about the future, but now 7 or 8.
Oh man! All right.
Well, that's a good start.
Well, we got a lot of classic tWoTcast under our belts before the show started.
You know, we did something like this last week, and then somebody
Yeah.
made a comment that's like, "This is barely even like a tWoTcast. You guys haven't gotten derailed once." And I was like, "The whole beginning was a fucking shit show."
Well,
Yeah, that's true. We do when it's just the three of us and we don't have a guest to bring out. We get back to our roots sometimes. You know,
We like railing.
not often,
Yeah.
but we do it.
I don't know if you guys have heard the news. It might sound like a shitty
It's a
talk
great
show.
start.
What are you talking about? News.
News.
Journey to Another Age with Cards of Eternity: The Wheel of Time. I found this in my my feed, which is what I call my wife, this morning, and
Yeah.
I could not have been more upset.
The feed?
Did you want to discuss this? I don't know how much we can say.
Everything about it just sounds like a big piece.
I mean, I hate it. It's a money grab. I think the simplest answer is Tom put it. It's a money grab. That's all it is.
Is this
It's
guy-
Larry? It's Larry Mondragon or whatever, however you say his name, and it's Red Eagle Entertainment. Just
First of all,
I want.
tickling the fish out of every cash they can get out of the creek. You know what I mean?
that's not how you say his name because that is super not his name.
It's not. It's Larry McTaggart.
And is this guy a fan of the books or is he just an opportunist?
Theoretically, I mean, I've
If he's an opportunist,
without naming names, been privy to many stories of the past concerning licensing and the the pilot, the ill-fated pilot that came out, and other stuff like that. So initially, he presented himself as like a huge fan of the series and was
if
like,
he's a fan, he's an idiot. If he's an opportunist, he's probably kind of
agreed.
smart.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's not even smart. He's not even good at taking advantage of it.
That's the problem,
He's
right?
not though.
He's like an inverse Doyle Millar, where he's raping this, but not well, but he's being successful, as opposed to Doyle Millar, greatest rapist, not successful.
I'd be curious how successful.
Well, not
he
successful.
is.
I mean, Doyle Millar was wildly proficient.
At the end, though, is what I'm talking
Prolific,
about.
I mean, sorry.
Peter Jackson is a legitimate fan of Lord of the Rings. Even Joe Manja is like crazy Dragonlance fan and trying to like make it happen.
Oh, Maganelli. Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's just
I've heard recently that Dragonlance movie, whatever stage of like this thing is happening, it was is now completely tanked. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame.
We should call Margaret
Really?
Wise.
It's also really weird.
Red Eagle Entertainment / IWAT, our dark friends, wannabe dreadlords. Goodness.
Couldn't agree more.
Glenn.
Does that mean that
Coming
they
out
spend
as-
hours trying to learn the channel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bad people.
But other than that, we're
So
big
he and Rafe are tag teaming twat. Yes, why?
They're Eiffel Towering. The wheel
Yeah.
towering.
Yeah, they're just Eiffel Towering the shit out of Team Jordan.
really upsetting.
Yeah. So just I guess the ironic thing there would be twat would be I guess Rafe could be going for the asshole. So okay. That makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah.
That's the end of that. We're moving on.
Yeah. So,
We have to move on.
yeah.
I mean, that's for all three of us, right? I would say right now, but just Jono. Jono
Johnny,
said the last horrible thing.
You somehow managed to make it weird, even though I was talking about Hermione Granger.
Hey, chat's right there with him.
Yeah, thank you.
Dragonlance Chronicles / Legends combined would make a great TV show lasting 4 to 5 seasons. Legends. Yes, Legends.
Maybe they could
Chronicles.
make
Yeah, I think you could combine all 6 of those books into 4 ish seasons with like a spillover into a fifth for like big battle.
You do a Chronicles trilogy and then like an animated supporting show for all the side books and stuff.
He means the Jordan Gun YouTube channel. Oh, he said, I think on the Jordan Con site they have some old videos of him giving spiel about making a watch show / movie. Yeah.
I just love the Jordan Con YouTube channel as an idea anyway. Just like constant.
Well, I mean, it exists.
If somebody came up,
Gotta leave out Dragons of Summer Flame. Oh yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
It was
Whoa, it
definitely
sucks. Harsh words.
Yeah, I liked that. It was
I
fun to
liked it.
revisit. It was fun to revisit.
It was
You know what it was? Yeah, that's all it was though. It was like nostalgia. They got me right. They got me right in the nostalgia boat with that.
I'm ready to read. I'm ready to read the new ones.
Well, me too. I got the first one. I still haven't read it because I'm lazy. But I'm
we should.
a
Have
huge fan of Tasselhoff, and the fact that he's still in the books, I'm like, bring it on.
He can go on forever with the mechanism they put in place of this time traveling.
Yeah, exactly. It's
We
fantastic.
saw the moment of his death, but he'll never die. Like as long as he can bounce
Yep.
around like that.
Spoilers for Dragonlance, as you do.
Hey, we're horrible with spoilers.
Tasselhoff and Wrestling are forever. Everybody else.
That should be a tattoo.
Full spoilers for Santa Claus. He's immortal and lives forever.
Yeah.
Full spoilers for the books in tonight's discussion. We are on the last book. Everything goes, not that ever changes for all of our other episodes.
You should.
The tWoTties, and also we say fuck a lot.
You should always leave full spoilers on Santa Claus up. You never know what they want.
Yeah, full spoilers on Santa Claus. We don't know what we're gonna say at any given time.
So, do we want to jump into it, or do we want to go with a very philosophical question? Has there ever been a like?
Well, I guess the question because you're asking it.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Other than like the original 3 Lord of the Rings book or movies and the Harry Potter movies, has there ever been a good end-to-end fantasy show?
Oh, fantasy.
Movies?
Okay.
Yeah.
And or movie.
Movie, yeah.
End to end is pretty critical.
Yeah.
I mean, people really love that new Dune, and the old Dune was a cult classic. So
We're not fucking done here. Like that, we just had one movie out of like what's technically going to be at this rate.
Everyone's very excited for Dune Part 2. That's all I'm saying.
I never read Dune, but I didn't like the first movie, but
I loved it. It was beautiful. Honestly, it was visually, it was beautiful.
They're great.
Story-wise, it was a little convoluted and hard to follow.
They're great books.
I should read it and then go back to the movie probably.
Well, I mean, not fantasy, but
what about The Witcher, Jono?
What's that?
What about The Witcher?
So
you really should read Dune, Tom. I agree.
Season
What's
2,
Dune, Tom?
decent. Season 3, like it's
Dune Tom's this book series where they replaced the main character Paul with Tom, and that's all they changed. It was really weird fanfic about it.
I would love Tom.
The title's exactly the same. They just add my name.
Witcher season 2 was rough. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like the first season I thought was pretty fucking amazing, and then it just quickly takes a step off the fucking ladder.
All right, so Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings are out.
Yeah, those are 2. They're pretty much fucking immaculate. Those are well done.
What's in this category? There's not a lot.
Yeah,
of,
nothing really. I mean,
Well, maybe that's the thing, though, right? Like
Game of Thrones was great.
What
and
about
really
Game of
faithful.
Thrones?
Until the
The
last
ending
season.
was come on. It was so.
Well,
bad.
then they ran out of books because he's fast at writing.
The second they veered from the novels, and everyone learned a lesson from this. It went poorly.
Glenn said, "Sorry, commas are important."
I don't know.
My sister had a rat named Tasselhoff Burfoot who was super smart and entertaining.
Time travel.
You really, Dana
That's
Lou,
some
your
skill.
sister really missed the Peter Pettigrew. I mean, Peter Pettigrew bus. Conan almost made it. Conan, okay.
Okay.
I would count that.
Well, you know what that is? It's Robert Jordan.
How does Conan work? Is it isn't it an endless series of novels and comics and like
Yeah, so it's kind of but do they get the essence of the character across in the films? I guess is really what
I would imagine.
there. Again, not fantasy. But
So not
James
a lot.
Bond is one of my favorite. All James Bonds are my favorite movies of all time.
That's interesting. What if you just go adaptation in general?
Yeah, just go adaptation in general. I got a lot.
Series adaptation, not just like a single novel.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Watership Down cartoon movie is spot on.
I love that movie. Haunting, horrifying.
Because James Bond's good.
Yeah, Bond's great. The novels are great. Like that's a 1-to-1 kind of.
Someone asked me what my favorite Bond was the other night, actor-wise, and I said Daniel Craig, and they were like, "Really?" And I was like, "If you read the books, he's the most like James Bond. I know this is sacrilege to not say Sean Connery, but he's the most Bond of the Bonds."
That makes Roger, what's his name, Timothy Dalton, number 2 by definition, because he's the closest to that too.
That is actually was my point that night as well. I did say that. I agree, and it made me appreciate the Timothy Dalton movies way more. And I hated him when I was a kid, and I was like,
yeah, growing up, I was like, "It's a T Dalton movie. Fuck off."
George Lazenby.
Yeah. So
Again,
I made Shanda watch.
He's up there.
Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Hey, if Daniel Craig and Timothy Dalton and George Lazenby are up there, like that's pretty much it. That's half of it.
Yeah, but Pierce Brosnan's huge. Roger Moore's half the catalog. They're out.
Sean Connery, that's all of it.
Yeah, Roger Moore.
Sean Connery, Sean Connery is like a 50-50 Bond from the books and Bond from the films. Like it's like he kind of like he has this silly playfulness, but he also is kind of more serious than Roger Moore. And the Shadow and Bone series was good until they canceled it.
I watched the first season and I liked it, but I never got back to it because they canceled it. Same thing with
My wife loves those books, and she wasn't a huge fan of that show.
Well, you give a beat, you're done. Tom's wife.
Sean Connery taught us how to treat women.
Goddamn right. You give her. It's the best interview I've ever seen.
I know. Well, best / most Magneto. Is that what you mean?
Nope. No, I mean just best. Just straight up.
What about Star Wars? That was a really good adaptation of those books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're talking about the Watch show. Let's not do that.
Yeah, let's we have accomplished nothing. It's 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
Hey, we're splitting into 2 parts.
We've accomplished entertainment.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Accomplished direction.
Hey, this felt like old school, tWoTcast for me.
So we didn't talk about this. We didn't talk about this before. But small, small, big, small, big.
Small, small, big, small, big.
Mm.
I'm gonna need you to call out categories for this one. I think.
Just do the same order as last time for the first 3.
I don't think I put them in order. All right. We'll figure it out. It's the 12.
I'll call them out.
All right. No, what? That's not right.
Welcome to the tWoTties.
We need sparkles and we need waves of light and sparkles behind us.
For Jono to do his opening monologue, break into song. Here come the dance.
Hold on.
Yeah.
All right.
Why are you taking your shirt off?
You said they do my open monologue.
Yeah, what does that have to do with nudity? Oh, every time.
Bert Kreischer hosting the Outdoors? That would never happen.
So for all the shows we have reviewed on what the adaptation, the best is either The Expanse or Sandman. Okay,
no,
really? Sandman?
The Expanse is fucking fantastic until like season 4 when they start doing that accent, and then it's
I've heard great things about The Expanse, but I've heard anybody that likes Sandman the comic, I've heard despises that show. But I could be wrong. Maybe it's more like 80-20 or something, but I've heard bad things about Sandman.
Good Omens. I have not read the book.
Yeah, there you go.
But watching the show right now, and I'm really liking the show. Again, I don't have a comparison, so that makes me the world of shit.
Guys, we're done with this adaptation conversation. This is the tWoTties.
That movie
I could have stopped it.
Two Nicolas Cages is fantastic.
Good Omens is pretty good. I like the Sandman show. A few choices I didn't love. Okay, well that's good to know.
Yeah.
Well, that gives me hope. Maybe I'll check out the Sandman show because I had heard bad things, so I didn't.
What a great sideshow there from this guy. You're
good
welcome.
job, Jono. Jono, you brought a couple topics to the table. Like the random Red Eagle Entertainment that we just smashed down into the ground, and then we moved it through it up the floor.
Yeah, I could go off forever, baby. On that one.
No, yeah, we could have just kept ranting like lunatics. I
We
was
could
like,
literally just say Red Eagle Entertainment while we're talking about anything
Yeah.
else. Like,
what do you mean? I said I?
Chris Traeger Award is the first
The
award.
Chris Traeger Award for Best New Character of the Books. Not gonna lie, didn't have a lot for you, Tom. Don't know what you got on there.
Well, the weird
My
thing
answers
is,
are shit.
no one ever has answers, and you both had 3 apiece, and they did not cross over.
Well, again, mine were not real. Really?
I read Tom, poor Tom, this entire last like trequel. That's not right. It's trilogy. I like trequel a lot though. I spent so much time scanning these books and skimming through them. I did not get Tom my shit until today, which I know is par for the course for Joe. But usually I'm actually on time, and
You're
so
early.
I read probably 500 pages on and off of A Memory of Light. And there's not that many new characters of note, except for
The first 5 or 6 shows we did, I have like Excel documents that are like very serious because I had plenty of time to do it. And then you guys got lazy and now just copy and paste your emails together and try to make a show out of it. Let's go with a cavalcade of Joe's nominees.
Okay.
We got Gene Cade, Katsu and Fake, Tom Kilser, Not Real, Bal the Wild.
Also not real. It's
Heslin.
borderline.
I'll accept all the world. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Jono.
I think Bal the Wild's new enough. We can discuss it.
Bao was kind of a new character. DK Moon's on my side.
Yeah.
John's are actually. not
There
very
should
good.
be a biggest Sanderson fuck up for this book. We discussed it. Me and Jono, we've discussed it many times, adding a category.
You have no idea what happened in the background.
Magic knives. I like magic knives. What if they were a magical knife?
Hey, what if we use the gateways for literally everything aside from what a gateway is used for? Not that I dislike that. I kind of liked it, but that's not the point.
It bothered me. Of all the things, that's how it bothered me.
I think Angel's just like, I could tie my shoes without bending over.
Oh, fuck. All right. Gene Cade, who cares? Bao the Wild, also who cares?
That's a real one. Do you really say wield? Come on, it's wild.
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 We all
Wild.
know it's wild. Give me a break.
Wild, baby. Wild.
Oh, we
It's
haven't heard
Wild
this
Man
one.
Wills. That's what I know
Yeah.
for sure. Tom's Ponytail says, Jono!
Hi, Tom's ponytail.
I love the use of gateways. I did,
I don't
and
have
I
a
didn't.
ponytail. It's a man bun.
You know what? Ponytail's a much cooler term than man bun.
Well, I mean, it's
Had
not
to
in a,
remind yourself
not in a
that.
ponytail, dum dum.
Well, yeah, but it's just not in a ponytail. He's not arguing the terminology for
Right.
how his hair is.
Drop it out. Drop it out.
Flop
You
it
just
out.
drop the ponytail.
Flop it out.
Yeah.
It's getting long. You guys want to talk about Bao or
Not really. I just threw him on
Yeah,
there
what's
as
there
a
to say?
let's think of somebody for this category. That's all that was for me.
all right? Jono put no size, just a new name for Matt, not even a new body. That's it.
I did not.
Not even a new body.
I had forgotten about that. That's not a top 5 Sanders and fuck up for me, but I kind of hated everything
You think
about
the
it.
name No Tie is because Matt's.
I didn't
not super
love
professional, so he doesn't wear a tie.
the rapid fire absorption of like Min and Matt and like a few other characters into like the Sean Chan just to get
I
them
did
to
not
fight
like.
kind of thing.
I did not like that at all. And Mint's just like, well, I guess I'm trapped here now. This is what I do, and I'm like, is it really though?
It feels like she could have just walked out of the tent at any time and been like, Rand, pick me up, Rand.
Yeah, I'll be honest. So, like I said,
Would
I
have
read
made
this-
more sense if that would have happened to her when he was dead.
Yeah, yeah. That's not. So it felt like to me like they were kind of like setting up the Outrigger novels that we never got, kind of thing. Like, why are we jamming all this in the last book, other than to be like, let's establish maybe where they'll be in the future?
It's also super weird, like not for nothing, but like just like men wears pants all the time, and this is like a theme for like 8 books, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh wait a minute, she's wearing some dresses. This is a little crazy, or like some fancy pants. Like what? And then in the last book, it's like, look what she's wearing. She looks insane, like a Shanchan, and like nobody cares. And like, I don't know what.
You said, I mean, Rodrin, he's mentioned so much before this, but the first time we see him, in all honesty, I hate the way he's written. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I thought
bad.
about him, but he was literally in like 1 chapter.
He's not even a nominee.
Yeah.
He could have been, though.
But he's not.
Well, he's nominated by chat, Tom. They have a say.
So Ayush is doing a Kanye West thing right here.
Yeah.
The only thing you guys had in common was Hessalam.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the closest thing to a new character, and also, I mean, she's not though.
But
she's as much a new. She's more of a new character than Val.
Let Tom do what he needs to do here.
I'm only bringing it up for the drawing.
Do I have that drawing still?
Oh man, I thought you had it on the phone.
I mean, I don't have it in like queued up or anything.
I don't have it queued up. I'd have to go to our Twitter page and then look at images and then scroll back like.
Oh no, that's not. No, I've got it saved in some sort of way. Like table that. Come back to it. You're doing a horrible job of vamping. I mean, I could have done that.
The winner is Baird, just for the costume he wore during the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it's a bear. That's Tom DeSimone's character.
I mean, 100,000% agree on the results of this.
Yeah. I remember reading his name and I was like, Baird, I know that. And then I was like, holy shit, is that Tom DeSimone? And then I spent about 20 seconds just chuckling at that fucking picture of him on our show a few weeks ago. I don't understand why he doesn't just dress like that all the time, because he looked phenomenal. Just absolutely.
I mean, he should.
Yeah.
All the time.
He did look amazing.
Yeah.
Tom, I do have it.
You got it?
I mean, I knew I had it like relatively like at hand. So this is the drawing Tom drew.
Huh?
Of Hessalam.
I think it's pretty good.
Compulsing people. The key is this drawing is a solid 12 years old.
I don't know if I ever noticed.
Approximately 12 years old.
I don't know if I ever noticed, Tom, that you drew pussy hair on her.
There's some pubes down there, John. She's hideous. She's a hideous monster.
That's like, yeah, that's an amazing fucking drawing.
I mean, look at like Lanfear's like, good. Oh, that is just horrible.
I forget what year that was from, but
that was in Joe's like old apartment.
I mean, that was a million.
Not even the townhouse.
Broken too.
Oh, Christian Rapper's here.
Yeah.
All right. Next category. Let me pick one. Let's do Triple X.
Bruh, pretty accurate, I'd say. Ernest saves Halloween, anyone? All these are accurate comments. Sorry, the Triple X Award. Samuel Hake Award for Best Triple X Moment, brought to you by Vin Diesel.
How are people seeing this drawing for the first time?
I mean, we've put it up on live streams before, but it's been few and far between. We don't like overly smash that in people's faces.
In the mouth.
I would assume everyone had it saved to their phones or something.
I might actually somewhere have it in my phone. I still remember you just drawing it there and us just leaving it out for like 2 days. Like,
oh yeah. So when we used to record, we'd like leave our we would just pile me and Jono's, and if Tom actually cared, he would write notes, and we'd have like a stack of paper that just grew over time of just in the corner of all our notes from the books or whatever chapters we were covering at the time. And one of them was that drawing. And that's how we found it years later when we were like, we should have saved that drawing.
All right. Best Triple X moment. I already know what the winner is. Well, no, I'm actually torn. I'm torn.
Like a labia.
Okay.
I
only had 2 for this.
Well, you only have. All right. Well, I only have 1 for you because one of yours must have doubled Jono, so I deleted it. So just so
okay.
you know. We'll get to yours. Let's do 2 of Jono's first.
Okay.
He's got 5.
Really?
But before I even tell you what they are, number 3 says worst sexual moment ? And then number 5 says worst sexual moment of the series ?
Yeah.
So of the series
and book.
We're not doing lifetime achievement awards here, but of the series, I don't understand. Is Larry Mondragoran fucking the IP? Not a nominee for this book. Just thought I'd mention it.
Wait, what now?
It was the worst sexual moment of the series is iWatch / Red Eagle Entertainment somehow getting a contract with which he could fuck this IP as hard as he wanted.
That I agree with, but it really has nothing to do with the memory of light, Jono.
Do you think Larry Mondragoran goes by Lair?
Do you think his real name? Do you think his real name was like the closest thing to Land Mandragora like possible? And he was like, "Well, this is my moment," but like absolutely not. His name is something just fucking dumb.
Whoa,
that's my guess.
Coming at him hard.
Yeah,
never having him on the show as a guest, I guess. Yeah.
Oh my god, but I would love that.
Oh my god!
Just what are you doing? What are you doing for like 2 hours? And everyone's like, "Why is he still here listening to them?"
And it would be like the most like supplicating, like, and then you came up with this idea of this card game using AI with no cards. Like that's brilliant. I really like.
I bet if we put a dollar bill on a fishing pole and lured him to a microphone, he'd be on the show.
Oh shit, you're right.
Or lured into a microwave. But anyway, you go.
I would like to do that, but that's
Ayush has it. His name is Mo Dragon.
Are we also gonna have Curly Dragon?
Yeah.
Worst joke ever.
Jono's other worst sexual moment is Brandon's sword forms are unfortunately lacking in innuendo, which is, I mean, to me, that shows you don't have a grasp on the previous author's work at all.
I know. I completely agree. I backed out on that 100%.
Robert Jordan so obviously made them all sexual. It's insane.
It's such a. I'm aware that I'm like a shotgun blast of stupidity when it comes to my sex jokes, but like the fact that Sanderson's were completely opposite was just like, come on, man. Did you not?
No, I'm positive every time Robert Jordan made up a sword form, he was like, "This is hilarious."
He just
he thinks sheathing the sword.
Yeah,
but dude drips from the branch. Come on.
Honeysuckle something.
Oh, parting the silk. Yeah. Anyone?
Yeah.
That's a crime for the sword forms. I give you that. See,
Joe,
every once in a while you agree with us.
Stop looking at chat. It's just going to be an endless stream of sword forms.
Oh yeah, I know. All right, what do we got?
One of Joe's nominees is Matt Tuon. Fuck, bro.
Yeah, I mean they definitely do. I think who Christian rapper said it best. They literally put on a show for the show on Chad. I mean, come on.
Jono added an E here by mistake, but I think it's hilarious. It says Rand Fucky's Avienda.
That's ye old. Ye old goes in front of that.
And they get to share in all his feelings.
I mean, I put Rand and Avienda round 2, but I also wrote in parentheses, it's not exactly a sex igloo event. You know what I mean? It's just like, but they do have sex. All
right. I was torn for the winner here, so we'll do one more nominee. Doyle Millar nominee. He doesn't actually rape anybody.
He didn't do anything.
Why is he on the list?
It's natural machismo, Joe.
Doyle Millar has been my nominee for like
it's marriage sex.
5 books straight.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, Doyle Millar. I mean, he's the master rapist. I mean, you got to give it to him. But he doesn't do anything sexually overt in this, other than I mean, I feel like he says some horrible things when he's about to cut Elaine's babies out of her stomach, but
Similar
I
to
didn't get to
Elaine,
act on any of them.
similar to Elaine, he should be a nominee in this category every time for existing.
That's fair. Okay. Well, if you said Doyle and Millar exists, I'd be like, oh, well, I get it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jono wrote Doyle and Millar always. That's something.
Mo dragon casting for Millar. What just said he thinks it.
I love.
Wait, they had a magic shower? I missed that. I didn't reread.
He does a pretty.
No, so he Rand channels a combination of like water, air.
Let's wash this sex off us with a one power. Really?
And the soap. Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
It's in the middle of.
That's fantastic.
Well, it's cleanliness. It's not sexual. It's just clean. It's good.
I know, but I mean that's like, I mean, they had shower sex right after that.
I mean, Brandon Sanderson wrote this book, so we're only going to get what we're going to get.
Because women are dirty, he had to get her off of him.
Jono's nominee is the winner. In honor of the Red Hot Rod, we're going to just make the winner Matt's title as Rod Holder.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I like that. That's fantastic.
I could not stop laughing at that's what his name is. It's just like, wait, really? And I wonder how much Alan was like, Rod Holder, yeah.
Yeah, let's make him Rod Holder. Well, I guess Jono, it's time for a 3-pronged plan. We're gonna go with the Dark One's 3-pronged plan. Weather.
Yes, perfect. That's the one I'm most prepared for. And
it's got the most examples for sure.
This is obviously a 2-night thing, so maybe we don't go too hard on my weather, headaches, rapes, options.
Yeah, of course.
So weather. Oh shit. It says page 81. I like it says.
Okay, I've got a couple, so
hopefully,
go for it. Hopefully you
are
got
more than welcome.
Well, I mean, it's your you're telling me what to talk about is the key here.
In on page 81 of the hardback, eastward the wind blew. Tell the people, Rand says to his clerks. Post warnings. Earthquakes will continue. Storms, real ones, terrible ones. I love the fact that he had to say that. Like real storms, not not fake storms, whatever they are.
Oh yeah, he's like real storms. Real storms.
Yeah, because guess what? The Dark One's here, and it's real storms. So that to me was just kind of Rand knows the Dark One's plan.
Okay, I wrote, and this one's loose at best, but it's combating the weather that we've been seeing for the last several books.
100%.
But there's a moment when Loyal sings the Song of Life and makes plants grow green again.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of like fighting back against the Dark Ones, like, ripping apart of the natural order of things. But then clearly the obvious winner of this category to me is the Bowl of the Winds battle with the Windfinders versus they're basically fighting the Dark One storm.
Yeah.
They're holding it back, man. They use the Bowl of the Winds.
Yeah. It's interesting how little the Windfinders are really mentioned in this. Like it gets over and over. I said. There's some wise ones.
They got folded in with the kin like real fast into what was going on. They're just like, yeah, they're here.
Two last things for weather. So in the middle of Rand hanging out with Moradin in Advantages to a Bond, there's dark clouds, and all of a sudden Rand. Again, sunlight exploding through the clouds above, because that's all he does now is just blows up clouds with sunlight. It's a very interesting plan of the exact opposite. Little does he know that if there's too much sunlight, there's no rain. I'm not sure he knows that. Tom, your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely.
Christian Rapper said, how long would the series have lasted if Rand would have been fully like loose Theron Rand combined in book 1? Like Rand was OP as heck in the last 2 books. I like that you wrote heck because we don't curse on this show. Thanks
Thank you very much. Yeah.
That's a great point. Yes, Christian. I mean, he should be OP in the last book. He's fighting
No. But the idea is like, how short would these books be if Rand was like, oh yeah, I can reconcile with Luce Theron super fast. It's book 1.
Well, probably I think a trilogy as originally intended.
That is it.
I don't know. I think like 5, 6 books.
Even with with Robert Jordan, even if he would have ran a god in book 1, he'd probably be like, it's probably gonna take 5.
It's probably gonna be 5 books.
Gods take time.
The Bowl of the Winds and the Windfinders have a purpose. Finally, I agree. I mean, the Bowl of the Winds had a purpose, but I don't feel like it was like. I liked that they brought it back for the last battle. Let's put it that way. Like, it didn't matter what they did with it before; they still needed it at the end to like fight the Dark One on quote unquote all fronts, and I like that.
Agreed.
I just think it's funny that we devoted probably 800 pages to the Windfinders and the Bowl of the Winds. When we could have devoted as much time as we did to like the ghosts.
Everything was freezing, Tom.
At that one place. Anyway, next category. You ready?
Ready.
Yes. What are we doing?
Artex dies.
The Artex Dies Award for the saddest moment of the books.
We have.
I had a tough time with this.
We have
Really?
10 nominees. 10.
Not a lot.
Jono's are bogus though.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Some quick, some slow. So this is our third of 5 awards for tonight. We'll buckle in for a minute. I guess we still have to kind of move, but
Not really.
Yeah, we wasted 20 minutes at the beginning, you know.
Oh, I will
Let's
say
just
this. In fairness and deference to our good friends at Leafcast, they are doing a celebration tonight of their 150th show.
Yeah, I did put that comment up in the earlier.
what time does that start?
They texted us.
10:30.
10:30.
Go watch the Leafcast boys at 10:30, everybody, for their 150th celebration tonight.
I'm going to tell them sorry. We're busy doing our 400,000th show, and we.
I'll probably hop over there, as everyone's well aware of that watches that show and ours. Yeah, saddest moment. Artex Dies, saddest moment of the books.
Let's go through some of Jono's real quick. Not a real thing. Well, I mean, they're all real, but they're not moments. It's just this is the last Wheel of Time book. That's a bummer.
Oh, yeah, that's a bummer.
Not a winner.
And no offense to Brandon, I'm extremely appreciative for all his work. The fact that it's not written by Robert Jordan, I still think is like one of the biggest fucking tragedies. I looking at the last trilogy versus all the original 11th books.
Mm-hmm.
There's a marked difference, and again, I get that different author, different live experiences, and shit like that. But fuck, all I wish is that this was actually just an entire Robert Jordan series.
I've had a conversation with that about with someone recently. Like, if you could travel to different dimensions, what would you do? And I'm just like, I'd go to one where Robert Jordan didn't die. I'd go to one where Tom Selleck was Indiana Jones just to see what those movies looked like. Like, I would do the dumbest shit. I wouldn't do anything interesting.
Tom Selleck was Indiana Jones. It's probably the greatest thing I've ever heard. And I would join you. I would absolutely go see those movies.
Like I would definitely go to one where Seinfeld went on for like 15 seasons. All right, Jono's next nominee is Penn Fain's entire plot in this book. Well, I guess for the entire series, this is how it wraps up.
I mean, how it wraps up, sure, but not for the whole time.
A massive bummer.
Are
Matt and Fane supposed to be natural enemies that meet at the end? It's so weird.
It's
if anyone was going to be like quote unquote immune to him and
Matt
fight
picked
him,
up a knife.
Again, if anyone was going to be immune to him and fight him with a dagger, I feel like Matt's the number one choice. But I agree that it felt.
So I think that's what
No,
I don't think anyone should have fought him. We've discussed this many times, but like a combination of Mashadar, and then a dark friend, Shadar Logoth. Like, he's a new evil. Like, the dark one should have died. Fane should have been sealed away and become whatever. Like,
we've discussed that theory so many times. So not to beat a dead horse on our own show of our own dumb opinions, but that's what we've been saying for years. But yeah, I agree completely. The end of that should have been more of a, even having him like die, quote unquote, and seep into the ground could have still been the basis of that idea.
I'll be honest. Weird. So when I was rereading, like, I was spinning like every time I could with Rand stuff. Like, I just kept reading it. Rand is fully convinced, that he can kill the Dark One, right? All the way through, even as he goes there. And there's at one point right before he actually reseals the Dark One. There's one point though where he's actually got him like almost out of the cage, if you will, like out of the prison, and then he throws him back in there. And like all of a sudden I was like, you know what? This felt like a weird moment where had he done this, had he quote unquote killed the Dark One, there would have just instantly been something to fill the vacuum that would have been Fane. So even though that was a theory long discussed and obviously started, it felt like there was actually breath for that idea all the way.
What a word is this? I mean, I agree. We've been talking a lot. That's the same.
No, that's wrong.
It's the Artex Dies Award for the saddest award.
Yeah. Anyway, just the point was Fane's plot sucks. We can't spend too much time on it.
Too late.
There's a lot. All right. The next one is also terrible. Jono Millar fails to cut out Elaine's babies.
I wrote that too.
Hey!
I just wrote it in a different way. I wrote Brigitte returns just in time to save Elaine. Really mad about that. Really sad when that happened.
It's weird that you put Brigitte returns just in time to save Elaine instead of Brigitte dies. But all right, we're moving on.
I wasn't that sad when she died.
Yeah.
What I was sad was when she
shocked.
came back as a hero and stopped Willem Millar from murdering Elaine.
So again,
made me really sad
in almost every category of.
All right.
I feel like Robert Jordan would have had the babies cut out just to like we'd been saying it the whole time. We're like, obviously this is what's gonna happen.
I feel like Sanderson was listening to our podcast, going like, "Oh, that's."
I
good.
still think that's the best theory.
Write that down.
Don't you remember?
Willem Millar cuts babies out. That's dark.
Each of us individually reading that book was just like, does he listen to this show?
Does he listen to our show? We've been talking about this for a while.
Also, by the way, when the last book came out, we were the only Wheel of Time podcast.
I know. It
like,
was
literally the only one.
Hey, by the way,
so the probability that he was listening is relatively high.
Because there was two, and then we started, and the first one just stopped.
No, gone. Yeah.
So and also don't forget this book came out in 2012.
All right.
Yeah.
What do we got next, Thomas?
Can you imagine we were the only Wheel of Time show?
And we still are. Oh wait. No.
All right, we'll go through some.
We're still here. That's what I meant to say. We're still here.
Noel returns to save Ulver.
No, because it's sometimes sadness can be related to a moment of joy as well. But like Noel coming back, like really like made me tear up.
It's almost more of an on your left though.
That's an on your left moment. Yeah,
I can almost tear up.
So many on your lefts.
Yeah, there's so many of those too.
Yeah,
but I was like, it's combined with the fear that he's about to die and the Trollocs are scratching into the little crevice he's wedged himself into. It's horrifying.
The kid's ugly. It's fine.
No, I was scared for his life, and and the winning of the last battle, and Noel just really can't. It kind of crushed me. In my heart.
We got Tam letting Rand's pyre. This might have been a winner if we didn't know Rand's weirdly survived.
Yeah, I wrote that because it's still because to him Rand is gone. Like they haven't revealed to Tam that Rand's okay. They didn't tell anybody. Even Nynaeve's upset. So like Tam going out to light the pyre is still a sad moment to me because it was just it's like Luke Skywalker with Darth Vader. It's the whole it's the end of the thing. He's lighting the body. It's still a sad moment.
So I'll be honest. I don't understand.
Is Rand a Force ghost?
Yeah.
Why wasn't Tam why wasn't the beginning of that fire before we know that Rand is alive? There's already
you mean the timing of it as the audience?
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe it is.
I wondered why Sanderson decided to
we know Rand's fully back alive
in the scene when.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. And why aren't they singing "Yub Nub"?
Yep.
There should be fireworks.
And
Number one, there should be more illuminators being like, "Woo, we did it!" And there should be freedom. We killed the Dark One. Yeah, that freedom is great. How's that?
We love freedom.
You're right.
That freedom is so great.
It is beforehand. Apologies for that. But I don't know. Like to me, like for some reason, there's something like it doesn't quite hit that Tam is lighting the funeral pyre for his son's body. I don't know why it is that it doesn't feel sadder than it should.
I don't know.
I feel like he spends time on it. I'm just saying, if you take the time as a reader to think about what Tam's going through in that moment, it's horrible.
No, Jono's right. There's something about the end of the book that, like, once they put a cap on the dark one, and then you still get all this stuff after. The stuff after just doesn't land.
Yeah, they're just like, it's kind of like he's wrapping it up fast, or he didn't spend as much time on it.
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like, I don't know. It's like Robert Jordan forgot to write heart and character all of a sudden, and it was just like, and that it was like this person did this, this person did this, this person did this, and the book was over. And
it's almost like it wasn't Robert Jordan.
That doesn't make sense. It says here.
I don't understand what you mean.
Jordan.
All right, so hold on. We got a couple things to catch up here. We already saw what would have happened if Rand had killed the Dark One. Everyone would be forcibly turned to the light. I really didn't see a problem with that.
It's a real Stepford Wives
You didn't see a
right
problem with that. I feel like you should reread that scene because it was the absence of free will. The beginning was predictable since the moment that she appeared in the real world. Really? I mean, maybe it was a little choreographed, but I don't necessarily.
Well, that she would die and then become a hero at the end is not insane.
No,
that
I think the genuine fear that she would die
on planet Earth and then save
come...
Elaine from getting her baby shoved out of her belly is certainly not predictable.
Fair enough. I feel like it was on the table that she was most worried because she wasn't going to be reabsorbed into like that classic.
Is fully fucking valid. That like hey, the idea of this is there, that she will be killed and then come right back, because that's kind of exactly what happens to, she's there to capture Moghedian or help, and then all of a sudden get fucked over back into the world. And therefore, you would think that kind of the vacuum the other way is going to make sense.
What about that?
You think it would have been fine if she'd been a couple scenes later?
Shouldn't Ulver have been ugly boyfriend?
Not saving the babies part, of course. Yeah, okay. I agree. Yeah. Ulver should have been Geidel. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But the age never made sense. And that was always the point that Robert Jordan kept saying.
Well, yeah, the age never made sense.
1 + 2 + 2 + 1. No, he's not 8.
Study your math, readers,
It feels like that doesn't super matter.
It does feel like it shouldn't matter all that much.
Wrong.
No. Anyway, next nominee.
All right, so we got 4 left, but it's really kind of like 2 that kind of tie into each other. And I was torn. I know what my winner is, but it's probably not the winner. So, Jonathan, it saddens to me how the great captains were treated.
Oh, interesting. Just as an audience member?
Yeah. All right. So all right. Well, we'll just do them both together. And Joe put Ruark Compulsed by Hesselholm, and those two together.
Yeah.
I don't know. That
I can explain mine, but mine's book based, not as the.
those give me like a sad like pit in my stomach, especially Ruark. I'm just like, I just
loved Ruark as a character, so like watching his end become like a brainless like puppet of Hesselholm that she just like
and fighting against everybody,
because she fighting against everybody. But number one, the fact that like Hesselholm and that her style of compulsion is just gonna fucking obliterate his brain. Like there's nothing. Like he's a zombie after that. Like there's nothing in him. Anyway.
And if there was, like, knowing what he did and what, like, I don't know. It's
Rourke's
not
death hurt. Actually, the Rourke thing was sad. To be fair,
it just
the Rourke ending hurt.
I hate it. Yeah, it's my most hated thing of the
Rourke. So more so than some of the other generals, but Jono, you can speak to that. But like Rourke really like stuck out to me as like, wow, he got real fucked. But yeah. Anyway.
So 2 things. One, I forget what Hesselholm looks like. So if you could grab that, that'd be helpful.
Oh yeah, I got that right here for you. I mean, I think it's official Wheel of Time art, like by proxy.
Yeah. So if you take out the hair here and just put a shufa around it, that's exactly what happened to Rourke.
Yeah, that ugly psycho came up to him and was like, whoop, 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 whoop. And Aquaman style just like erased his brain.
What was his last word?
That's some fucked up shit, man.
Ew.
Yeah, his last word was good goo. It's pretty tragic.
But it's not sad like our text on. It's just fucking depressing.
So
Oliver liked older women because none of his age had tits.
What about Hermione Granger, White Man Wilds?
what? It's not the same age.
What does that have to do with Guidal Kane?
So I would say, so I think my problem with the Great Captains is, like, they had been wonderfully set up as these luminaries of, like, battle all the way through. We've seen a couple of them.
You need them to fail to make Matt's
thing
matter, though, in a way. But I get what you're saying.
You can't have them fail on the battlefield. It makes sense.
So, but I'll give you two problems.
I guess they weren't that great after all.
Two thoughts here. One, I would love to have seen a little more of some of them. I guess I'm going to give you three. Two, I still have a problem with the fact that Iturralde, the kind of blank slate that he was, becomes the one who realizes that he's being fucked over first, and therefore passes command. And then third,
he's still about to do something horrible, and then Perrin stops him. But
and then
Amar gets taken out by Lan, or eventually figures it out. Lan kind of sidelines him.
And then my third issue is a little more, I don't know whom to blame. They cease making any sense as soon as they are, hey, your battle orders didn't make sense. And all they do is literally, they both, like, two of the three that we see sputter. Like, well, no, I was going to do this. It just seems like such...
Like they're covering their tracks, which you wouldn't do.
No, it seems like bad writing of covering the tracks. Like, they have the exact...
Yeah, fair enough. It could have been presented better.
It could have been presented better.
Low level compulsion can't make you do anything you don't want to do already.
Yeah.
So if you're...
The Little Wolf Saved by Wolves. Yeah, I did love that White Man Wilds.
If you're doing something on the battlefield as a general that you think is right but is wrong, and then it's pointed out to you, I don't think you would try to cover your tracks like a criminal that got caught doing something you weren't supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to the next thing. We can't do this.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Joe had two nominees here, but they're kind of the same, or it leads into the winner. Like, Rand watching Egwene and everybody die on the battlefield while he fights the Dark One is depressing, and the winner is just Egwene dying.
Egwene dying. Somebody wrote it in the chat earlier, and I'm sorry, I don't feel like scrolling back to find it, or maybe I will. But Egwene, like, the wave of light, Egwene, and the weave of Tarvalon's light, or whatever it's called.
Name of Tarvalon.
Whatever it's called, I said, is awesome as shit, and I love it so much. But it's also, like, really sad that, like, watching her die specifically. And I know, like, that ties into the other one with Rand, watching everyone die. But Rand watching, like, I don't know, Huron die was like, oh no, Huron. But at the same time, like, nothing, like, Egwene's, I mean, it's his first love. It's like, it's, I don't know. It was just the one that hit me the hardest in the end. A lot of people, like, argue with her death needing to be necessary, and I would argue I loved every aspect of who died. If anything, more main characters should have died, in my opinion. To make it more feel more final, more like last battle feel, like, too many people lived through the last battle.
100%. 100%.
But not to belittle Egwene's sacrifice and her death or anything, but, like, that, I always, like, found that as, like, oh, what a fantastic ending to this character. Like, she sacrificed everything to help everyone, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Why couldn't Elaine do the Flame of Tarvalon? Excellent question, DK Moon. It should have been her.
Wow. What if she had
Egwene found the solution to Balefire and couldn't show it to anyone before she died? Oh, yeah.
What if?
Swan's death. Yeah, and there was and Brian.
You get Brian then.
Yeah.
Yeah, all Brian now. But, like, I'll be honest, like, those are characters I'm fully on board with you, Joe. Like, more people needed to die, and I'm glad that we got the people who did die. I would not have been upset if Perrin had died.
Same. Like, as much as I love that, like, as much as I love all the characters, like, Perrin would have been a good one to probably be like.
And the reason I choose Perrin is because A, Rand has his own fate, but B, Matt obviously already has Outrigger novels that were originally planned, and therefore he had a secondary. So Perrin dying adds.
Perrin dying also could have been one of those like moments in the book that like his death wouldn't have like stopped the end of the battle. You know, like he could have died in that battle.
Yeah.
In some sort of like tremendous way that doesn't, you know, halt Rand winning the last battle.
Or even
wait, and then fail as Queen of the Two Rivers.
What's on?
No, Fail should have died as well.
Fail's Queen of the Two Rivers. Cameron doesn't exist anymore. Maybe she's.
Wyman Wild said more characters should have died on screen, and I kind of agree with you. It was cool watching Rand like quote unquote look down at them, and that was, you know, that, but not narratively. Yes. If Perrin died, the Two Rivers would have been one
main character that died.
Fail. He's right there with you, Jono.
Thank you.
Anyway,
that's a valid point.
Yeah. Egwene's death for the win of that one, I think. I mean, it is sad watching Rand like be caught up in what's going on in the battle, but her scene is specifically like shown on screen and like you see her die, and I think it matters more.
Yeah, personally for me, the winner is still
Rourke.
It doesn't hit you. It's not like a scene in a movie where you.
That's the problem with that Rourke thing is that it's almost like you almost forget. Like I can reread the whole series and almost forget where he ends up until the very end and be like, oh shit, I forget every time.
The answer is still Last Wheel of Time book. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you?
Fair enough. Yeah,
but it's not.
That happens in this book. The companion.
Oh, and the companion.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for the next award?
Oh, sure.
The most Magneto.
All right. The most Magneto or the most villainous of the book. Tom, I don't know how should we. So I put a poll up.
Yeah, go for it.
Who wins most Magneto, best villain in A Memory of Light? I gave them random options because I have no idea what Jono put as his categories. But so Sindane, Morden, the Dark One, and Bow the Willed. And Sindane won by a landslide, 44%.
Really?
Yeah. Morden comes in second, 22. Actually, Morden and the Dark One are tied at 22% each. And Bow the Willed has 11%.
Why Lanfear Sindane?
I put her as one of my entries, but the reason I did.
Well, you can put her as an entry.
Yeah.
Were you expecting her to win?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
I just put her as an entry. I was just like, here's 3 entries. Yeah.
Let's run through the nominees. Let's do Demandred. He's not the winner.
Demandred, not the winner. He seems like
he's not a half-ass bitch.
I feel like agreed. I feel like I was expecting so much more out of that reveal, and it just felt lackluster. And I mean that only because the last battle is drawn out so long and you're watching this from so many different people's perspectives that like mentally in my head he's just constantly up on a hilltop shouting for Lews Therin and blasting balefire into the crowd. Like, and I'm just like, how long is he just gonna sit up there? And I know it's like you're watching it from their perspective and then cutting to somebody else's perspective, so that you therefore see the same thing 10 times from Bow the Willed. But like,
I don't know. Feels like he could have won a long
kind of just
time
have
ago.
this whole like, wow, he just threw a tantrum at the end. You know,
it feels like he could have won easily, and it also feels like he was cheating. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lot going on with this one. This to me is. It's maybe I should start over. I love this book. I'm very, very thankful for everything that happened to get it published. But there are certain things that I look at it, and I get the fact that the whole point wasn't to mimic Robert Jordan's writing. But there are certain things that I was like, we probably should have followed Robert Jordan's ideas a little more. Because one of them is Tame, or Mahale, as his new name is. He's been raised to a chosen at the end. Tame's at least 2 different POV chapters or POV pieces of chapters looks at Damodred and just says like, well, he's not the same person as he was. He's now acting differently, this kind of thing. And I'm sorry, why is that? Like, again, I get the fact that yes, he is he at the end of the day he's still human. But it just seems like you have clearly changed him. Like he's
because it's his time to shine, Jono. All the other Forsaken are out of the way.
Fuck off. I to me,
he can finally do what he's always wanted to do. You know?
I feel like we purposely and just like given ourselves well, if I write this in here, all of a sudden now I've got this new ability to change his personality.
Yeah, fair enough. Like Beach said, now if Demandra was Taim, would have been done better. I kind of agree. I mean, everyone. I feel like it was if that was changed, it was probably done by Jordan way before because everyone gets that.
4 books ago. Yeah.
I'm also okay with Tame just being a new Forsaken. That's
Oh,
fun.
I'm fine with that.
I wish we'd had more. I wish Alvierne was one.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
she did have the mark. No, but my problem is the fact that Demandred has
gotta have Gawain nominated for most Magneto.
We're gonna get to that.
Also, Sindane, just to Christian Rapper's point, Sindane is way more Mystique than Magneto.
Going with Magneto.
Being a villain and going to an anti-hero.
I don't think she really becomes an anti-hero, though.
What Magneto really is the opposite side of the coin of Xavier. So the opposite of Rand is either the Dark One.
Listen, you're getting too in the weeds on the Magneto thing. We just love Magneto. He's a villain. We just call the category as Magneto.
Also, it depends on your point in time when you're doing it. All right. Well, Sindane. Let's do Sindane. She is one of the nominees.
Let me finish. I think that's my biggest issue.
I'm going to let you finish.
You sound like my mom.
It's just
exactly. Wadahakasi is correct, but my problem.
Oh no, Tom's talking next one.
Demandred changes personality so drastically that even Mihail, the guy who has only known this guy for 3 years, probably a year, is able to remark upon it "Whoa, that's fucking weird. He's not the same person." Again, this is a man who's lived hundreds of years. This is a man who has done so.
Maybe the scepter he was holding was tainted, or flawed. I'm just throwing some shit out there.
That's the problem. Is there's so much cool shit Brandon does. He does an amazing fucking job for finishing this shit.
Yeah.
The holes that are there are just kind of someone needs to do some kegels. This is not good.
Yeah, Sakarnin. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
We know. We did a whole fucking tWoTcast about it.
That's true. We did.
We did a whole tWoTcast about it.
Next nominee, Sindane. Let's talk about it. All
right, Sindane.
Wild. Or were people voting with the Magneto idea? I don't understand.
No, I wrote best villain in parentheses.
I don't even know if I'd put her as a nominee.
Really?
Yeah, I'm with Tom.
Shit, man, I'd put Grendel above that. She fucking destroys
every single
everybody.
thing she does in this book is to survive the last battle and make them think she died and fuck with them and continue to be a villain and not turn to the light even when she had the job. She played them for fools by helping Perrin and getting Gaul, and then just said fuck off Perrin when he's wounded later and just leaves him to die. It was fantastic.
Tom, what'd you say?
The two of you didn't even nominate Grendel.
There you go.
She's such a major player and such a fucking piece of shit in this book. It's incredible.
She is. You mean Hesselum? She didn't make my top 3. You know.
I think she was good enough.
She didn't make your top 4.
How dare you?
I didn't put 4.
You did.
Oh, I did. Never mind. She didn't make my top 4. Well, here's why. I mean, come on, you've got the Dark One in this book as an actual villain. It's hard to be what's the best villain of the book?
He didn't even
when the actual fucking Dark One's in the book.
So, all right, speaking of the Dark One, let's do Joe's third nominee, the Dark One.
I mean, come on.
Who's doing the voice?
I don't remember the voice.
Oh shit! Technically, Joe did the voice, and I was Minion.
Oh no, he's talking about the Patrick, the Dark One voice.
Oh,
listen to me. It is time. Let the task be undertaken.
I love that there's 2 references there.
Yeah, we have multiple Dark Ones.
It's hard to be the biggest villain of the book when you're having a existential
existential battle with Rand al'Thor and you lose. Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
I never knew how that was going to go down, and the way it did made sense. But at the same time, it's just like, all right, nah.
Still sad Dark Phoenix died. More sad about Elektra though. Just DK Moon, stop trying to get Tom to talk about X-Men and comics in general.
First of all, they're both alive again.
Oh, I see. They're both alive again. The scepter was the same as the red rod, and after years of holding it in, his mind was fucked.
That's probably the most
maybe.
amazing point.
By Van Diesel.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Who wins this category, or is there more?
Oh,
I
there's
love the
so many
fact that-
more. Are
I
you
think
kidding?
Tom actually
No,
wanted us to like
Why we're here?
use the dark one, not the
No, we
biggest.
talked about the dark one.
I think he wanted more, but guess what? Fuck the dark one.
Joe nominated Mazrim Tame, his 4th nominee.
Mahil.
Mahale. Yeah, come on.
And it hurts.
I thought he was great.
What did he do?
New Forsaken.
No.
What, he did awesome shit.
What did he do? Like
He
literally,
lost the
what did-
seals.
What?
He lost the seals to the Dark One's prison. He's running around changing people into dreadlords left and right. That was awesome. He did some cool shit.
Our 5th nominee for the category. It's Doyle Millar.
God damn
He is not the winner.
it. Good. Tames was so evil and cunning he disguised Andrel as Angel. Thank you, Wyatt Midwilds. Yeah. Maybe I just love that he was finally promoted to Forsaken, and like it was kind of awesome, and like there's some cool shit. There was some cool shit with Tame.
Totally agree. I love that.
I think as a reader, you wanted to see somebody promoted to Forsaken for a long time. Like,
I agree with you, Tom. Though, like, why wasn't Alvirian like up there? There was some few other Dark Friends. I'm like, come on,
yeah, that's
throw them in there. They're easily better than that dickhead that died in the Stone of Tear.
And I don't know.
I don't know.
What did Bilal do? Jack shit.
Maybe Millar should. Maybe I should have made Doyle Millar the winner. I guess the winner's Morden.
Morden is a wonderful choice.
I mean, he's Rand's true enemy.
Yeah, because I don't know the Morden thing. First of all, I love that. Just to frame a single moment in time, when he Tomax and Zamots his own hand to make Rand drop Kalendor, loved it. Loved it. And if you haven't watched G.I. Joe from the 1980s, get on it.
More like, can we just die?
Yeah, I know. He's just but it's so like horribly sad and yet amazing at the same time. It's just like, can we just stop fighting? I'm going to kill you just so we can stop fighting.
Morden's literally, could you imagine being born over and over again? You're literally the only guy that understands what's going on.
I know he's a guy. I mean, just when you see Morden in this last scene in the Cave at Shadow Goal,
because you just want to die. You want to.
All I think about is that original prologue when he's just like, "Oh my god, just remember who you fucking are, so I can lord it over you," and just to say "fuck you" one last time.
It's just a dark point of view, because if you told me that, by the way, you're gonna live again, like kind of scot free, I'd be like, well, guess what?
Scott Free, that's Mr. Miracle. We're not talking about that.
I apologize. Scott Cost, that's not right. But kind of like as long as you're a good person, you're gonna be a good person, kind of thing. And be like, all right, well, like that sounds pretty awesome, right? There's gonna be a couple thousand years of nothing, and then here I come again. Like I cannot wait to be me again. I've really enjoyed my life so far. That all sounds really optimistic. Mm-hmm. But then you've got this depressed fuck. Who is the exact opposite?
Yeah,
he's Bill Murray.
He's Groundhog Day.
We talked about this a few weeks ago, but he really is. He's just like throwing the toaster into the bathtub, and he's just like, God damn it.
And then he decides to learn the piano because look, what else do you do?
What does Rand needle nose Ned the head?
Ned Ryerson? Yeah, Rand's just trying to sell him life insurance, and he's like, "Fucking Jesus Christ, I don't need it. I don't need it."
And then Rand's like, "The dragon wins again." Another policy sold.
I'm in love with this theory. That's the bro mode, man. That's the bro mode.
We're gonna write a book called Nita Knows Ned the Head Reborn.
Needle knows Ned the Head. Oh fuck, he really is groundhogging this entire series, isn't he? He's like, I guess I'm just gonna spend the next 3,000 years fucking the White Tower. Like, what else do I got going on?
That's how you cast
Like,
Morden.
who
You don't
gives a
put some
shit?
random guy that like talks to a little girl that's like treats Trollocs like dogs and they all pet them. You just make it Bill Murray in Groundhog
Yeah.
Day.
Just make it Bill Murray.
Or Billy Zane.
Or Billy Zane.
Now, Bill Murray in Groundhog Day is perfect casting for Morden.
Whoa.
When
I always
when Ishmael dies, as he did in the show, I hope that the Morden casting is a different person, and therefore Billy Zane.
I always love casting.
It should be Billy Zane
casting.
and then Bill Murray.
I always
If
love casting.
Morden
this book
wanted to
fictional
die, then
characters.
why did he serve the Dark One who promised his followers eternal life? That's kind of backwards, isn't it? Because he knew
Because
the Dark One's
he's-
actual plan, which was to decimate everything to nothing.
Well, it's because
His promise was
and
to
he's
be
stuck.
forever dead.
No, he's stuck.
Yeah, and whether the Dark One restarted existence under his rule or whatever he did next, his promise to Morden was that he wouldn't be involved. Like, he was going to release him from being reborn.
Did you like casting fictional characters as characters from this book? Because Bill
Yeah.
Murray from Groundhog Day is Morden's perfect.
Yeah, but first of all, I love this idea.
I always still think the Wiz or the Tin Man from the Wiz
Oh, thanks,
is
Waterhole
great for
Gossip.
Tom Maryland.
Wait, who was great for Tom Maryland?
I feel like there's a
The Tin Man from the Wiz.
like there's a way easier way for like Morden Ishmael to get his fucking gold though, right? It's like you to hit like 20 years old and all of a sudden he's like,
Yeah, he
"Oh,
knew the Dark One was the father of lies. Dark One's lie was eternal life. But the actual plan was to end it all. Not necessarily, DK Man. I mean, I agree with you on multiple levels, but depending on what you truly believe Dark One's actual plan was, his deal with Morden was that he would be released from it, whatever that may be. You know, like if he restarted life with everyone following him, he was gone. If life doesn't exist anymore, Morden's gone. Like what the key is that he was like, I will be your number one follower because I can get out.
I love if you remember there's actually a part I think it's in book 6 or 7 where like the Forsaken are mentioned of like why they joined, and the answer was just to get rid of Ishmael. It was just like he was so annoying. They would join.
He is the worst. Have you met that guy? So depressing.
He promised to take care of Ishmael. We're in.
All right, you ready for the final category of the night?
All right. Yeah, let's find. All right, final category of the night.
So this is it. Don't get scared now.
This is it. Don't get scared now. It's the best battle of the book.
Motherfucking
Specifically,
book.
battle. If traps are involved, it's a plus.
Yeah, it's the best battle / best plan, or some combination of the two thereof. This is tough. Let's see what we've got. Well, first, Jono wrote the last battle. Wait, which battle of the last battle? Doesn't feel like a nominee.
What did you write, Jono?
Literally,
Well,
the whole
first,
thing is like that.
Jono wrote last battle. Wait, which battle? The last battle. Also, one of Joe's nominees is last battle, but he did.
Oh, but I specifically put a section that I wanted to talk about.
Oh, what was the deal with that?
All right, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Let's touch back on chat with us. It was to destroy and remake the pattern in his image. Ishmael just wouldn't be there accordingly. Yeah, that's kind of what it's been saying. Thank
Yeah.
you, Ayush. So Morden actually believes someone called the Dark One was going to honor his deal. That is wildly stupid. Don't get me wrong. In Rand's battle, he remarked that the Dark One was never going to let Morden go. Yeah, that's true, and I agree. And yet, he was still, he had his fingers crossed behind his back the whole time that the Dark One would follow through, I guess.
Well, now they're both free.
All right. So we're back. We're back on last battle.
We're back.
The best battle.
Back.
John, what about the last battle was your favorite bit? I guess is what Tom's asking.
Well, wait, I'm not because we have
okay.
specifics. You just both put the last battle and then
You're
went.
the one who had a response, Joe.
Let's
You
start
guys-
with. Let's start. All right, one of Jono's Tarwin's Gap.
Oh, okay.
Oh, So Tarwin's Gap was a multi-thing, like a multi-piece thing, and I fucking loved. Like, first off, Land going there is the culmination of what happened in the last book, and full hats off to fucking like Brandon, assuming it was his writing. Everything about Land kind of getting ready to get to Tarwin's Gap, literally from the west coast to the east mountainside, was incredible. And then there he is, finally, admitting to being the king of Malkiar, kind of letting this happen. And, we're in full battle and, kind of like, we'll ride one more time. And next thing you know, there's a fuck ton of people behind him. There's, Ashima and Rand there. Everything about it is kind of just, fuck yeah. Like, I Rand rode to the defense of his friend. And it was great.
Okay. Tarwin's Gap. All right. So Tarwin's Gap, although I do love Land to death, didn't make my This Is It battle version, because my favorite section of the last battle is what happens at Shayol Gul.
What happens? You're talking about the stuff with Hayden Fane? We can
table that for a second. But like, I did love all the scenes with Land at Tarwin's Gap. It was awesome. I mean, I did specifically the fact that obviously it's Land, so of course he did, but he realized Algamar was fucking up and it seemed purposeful. But at the same time, he was like, no, it's Algamar. Like, we're going to listen to him. And then eventually he's like, something's off. Like very quickly he realized like something's going on here, puts him under guard, and that changes everything. But when they're about to lose and like Rand brings reinforcements to Land, that part's fucking amazing. Even them having to like retreat a little bit was fantastic. Like, just watch it. Like, they just wouldn't secede that section of the battle.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. I don't know what Tom's got. What's up his sleeve? I don't know what he was doing.
Hey, sometimes I have to go to the bathroom.
Hey,
I've been up for 22 hours.
Don't worry about it, Tom. It's fine, Tom.
Jono put the sword fight with Gawain and Damandred.
That's not all I wrote.
Let's do all the sword fights.
That's what I wrote. It was pretty cool. And then I said, then the Galad and Damandred, and then Land and Damandred.
Okay. Brother Zachariah said the Dark One's true plan for Mordin was to have him share a body with Gawain.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So what about the sword fights, Jono? Gawain, Galad / Land? Is that where we're going with?
I think that they're fascinating sword fights. Obviously, we've already discussed the lack of sexual innuendo of sword forms. That's a problem in itself. But as far as the actual sword fights, they're very interesting, because like we have Blood Knife Gollum, which is a weird sentence to start.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like trying to sneak up and assassinate Damandred, failing. And then it's a much longer fight, really, as far as words go. But he's the worst as far as the people who fight.
Yeah, it's like Damandred had 3 rounds.
Yeah,
and finally died.
Yeah, but his job is to really just kind of like, this is nice, and then just pretty much paralyze and then eventually kill Gollum. Which, by the way, thank you, sir. I then enjoyed Galad coming, getting 1 mark on him, and then getting knocked out. Does not get up again in this fight.
The Galad fight, I simultaneously love, because he's like carving his way through Dreadlords. It's not just Damandred he's after. Yeah, he's not like some psycho like Gawain just going straight for the king kill. Yeah. Like, he's going through like, hey, Matt gives him a medallion duplicate or whatever, and the weaves are flowing off him, and he's just like, oh, I'm just killing all these fucking Dreadlords. This is great. He's like, and finally he's like, oh, I see an opportunity. I'm gonna go for this opportunity. But it was really badass that like the guy's just too good, kind of thing at the end of the day. Even Land was like, this guy's too good for me. Yeah. Which is, to me, bullshit. But I appreciate the fact
the guys had.
It makes sense, and I appreciate the fact that they at that point in the battle, they elevated Demandra to this level of like, yeah, we practice the sword every second of our lives. It was like our, and that's what Lan has done. But he didn't live for 3,000 years, kind of, or he didn't live for that long. And it's just like, yeah, the sword was like, we breathed the sword, like it was just in our hands, kind of.
Have to be.
So he's just better. Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they telling us that Gawain, Gawain, and Lan are the 3 best swordsmen on the planet?
No, they're not.
No, not necessarily. They're up there for fucking sure.
Characters.
Yeah,
Wait,
they're
better.
up there.
Wait, who's
Lan
better?
is number 1. Obviously, Lan is number 1.
Of the age, Lan.
Yeah, Lan's number 1,
and not necessarily good enough. Well, definitely not good enough to win. Got to commit suicide.
I guess Rand would technically be better only because of the absorbed like loose Theron knowledge, but that doesn't count.
Before that, would he have been?
No,
he lost.
Lan would have been like, "Gotcha, kid." Not even try.
I think Gallad. I'm fine with Gallad being a top 3 option, obviously. But Gawain is.
Are you fine with Gawain being a top 3 option?
No, I think Gawain got up there because of the blood knives, the rings. Like he had superpowers. Exactly right. Like he's not up there because he's in the top 10 or maybe top 20 or whatever.
What if Gallad wouldn't have killed Valda? Would he have?
Would he have what?
Would he have
won? I mean, they were pretty evenly matched.
Oh no.
Oh, you mean like? If they hadn't killed Valda for him,
would Doyle Millar have won that fight if Demandred had a vagina?
Yes. the draw would be too strong.
I'm just asking questions.
I'm sitting here thinking of like all the dumb Doyle Millar jokes. I'm like,
all right, Lan's money shot was sheathing the sword. Yeah, agreed. So again, the mirroring of book 2 in this, when he's like giving Rand all that advice of like, this is if you find yourself in this moment and it's this serious, like that was awesome. All came full circle.
I think that's wonderful writing. This is great writing. Yeah.
Oh, Lan was also fighting all day and tired. That's true. I do love that he jumped off Mandarb to protect his horse.
Have you ever gone to a concert and like screamed for like 2 hours? That's exhausting. Damandred.
Demandred was up there on that hill, like balefiring people, just like I hate you, like all day long.
There is a level of exhaustion for both. Probably more on Lamb, but
yeah,
probably. We're not sure.
We don't know that.
Oh, so all right. Chris Remember said Gawain would kill 2 blood knives by himself. He was lethal. I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm just saying he's not top 3 of the 3 people that fought Demandred. I don't think he's top 3 swordsmen in the world.
100%. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, an argument can be made for top 5 even, but
I'm fascinated by this argument. It doesn't matter. The whole point is we don't like Gawain, so fuck him.
Well, we should clearly have an episode. Really, it's not opinions. Jono, it's just skill. We should have an episode where we just rank sword.
We don't want to give him his due. It seems like I do think he's one of the best swordsmen. Like anytime I read a chapter and it's going like,
he's clearly up there.
Next.
Gawain would admit himself that Gallad is better than him, though. For instance, you know what I mean? Like he knows he's great, but is he one of the top 3? Is he up there with Lan and Galad?
All right,
no, I don't think so. I think that's the whole point here.
I got a question for you. When Gawain went to the top of the hill with the blood knives, and
of the 3 people, he is in top 3. LOL.
It's like as it's about to go down. Did you think he had any chance of winning at that moment?
No.
He was going to sacrifice himself. I thought I did when I read the book. I thought he had a chance.
Yeah.
No.
I thought he did.
To me, I feel like that he has been set up by himself because he's the worst. He's one of the worst characters in the book in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he is set up to be like have all the trappings, have all the capabilities, have all the training, but to still fall short. Like no matter what happened, he was always going to fall short because
you're making it more tragic to me than I want you to.
Stop making him likable.
I don't like him.
He is the tragedy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, how would you feel about that character if we didn't have hundreds of pages of him being like, man, I hate that Randall Thor. He killed my mom.
And meanwhile, we all
and
know that his
love
mom's
of his-
alive, and
and the
Rand
love-
had nothing to do with it.
And the love of his life is just like, he really didn't. I swear to God. It's like, I don't
know,
believe you.
he absolutely didn't. I mean, I don't have physical proof other than your mom presenting herself as alive in front of you, but pretty sure he had nothing to do with it.
It's when the rumors come when it's like Rand al'Thor killed the queen. Like, oh shit, I'm gonna kill him.
Yes, Jono.
No, wait for Tom to finish.
And then the queen's like, he didn't, I promise. And he's like, okay. Dummy.
So this is a wonderful point of maybe one of the worst things about the character. His death, he literally mentions the fact that Rand is Galad's brother. Rand is not that bad. Rand, this kind of thing. And like, did this happen in your last 3 seconds of life? No. Was this something that was always in the back of your head? Yes. And therefore it's been eating at you like some like weird like mental herpes. Like, why is it that this is today? Like, why is it?
Yeah.
That shows that you've known it all along, and you're just a fucking piece of shit who's denialist. That's the thing is.
Denialist is a new term.
Yeah.
that we just invented. But yeah, I agree with you. No, I agree.
thought it was a river in
It's
Egypt.
so asinine.
That to me is like a huge part
That
of
was
why
just for
I
John.
hate this character. Like that's a huge part of why I hate this character.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Hold on. Still think Rand killed her. Someone resurrected her.
Possible.
Rand killed her. We all know it. And then when he bail fired Robin, it somehow redid it up.
Nothing to see here.
What about
Yeah.
what about when Valda went to rape her and she wasn't there anymore? It's like maybe she committed suicide.
And everyone knows she just slid across a rope to the treehouse.
So, question for you. All right, so Eamon Valda is having sex with Morghese. You should stop this very quickly.
Yeah, we should. Yeah,
I
Christian
really
Rapper
feel
said
like we should.
I think that Gawain's character flip was too sudden. He believed some random guy in book 5 or 6 instead of the people that he trusted the most.
Christian Rapper is correct. I'll be honest. Christian Rapper, I'm not much of a fan of Christian rap music, but I'd be very interested in you've got a lot of truths. All
right, so when Galad went to challenge Demandra, did you think he would win? Especially after his brother lost, did you think it was gonna?
I kind of had high hopes for him,
yeah.
especially with the medallion like repelling the weaves. As somebody's mentioned, Gawain did have to fight Demandra with channeling used against him. Christian Rapper said that. Like that. My brain was like, "Oh shit, maybe he's got a shot." You know, like because he's gonna have this like, you know, I don't know, ability to like aside from like how Lan was like, "Oh shit, he's throwing rocks at me now." But it's mainly because Galad had already been there, and like the weaves were, you know, unfolding against him.
Did you think it was insane that a single swordsman would go to try to defeat the general of the army one after the other after the other? It happened 3 times. And then, were you expecting the winner to be Matt with quarterstaff, just like the story?
Kind of. No.
But a power wrought quarterstaff.
No, I wasn't thinking.
Yeah,
no, I wasn't thinking Matt at all in that point. The audacity of hope.
I'll be honest, quarterstaff is the name of my next porn movie. That sounds pretty fucking cool.
Okay.
All right, next nominee, Jono wrote The Horn of Valere.
This is it. Don't get scared now. The best battle is the Horn of Valere.
Everything about it.
It's great when they show up.
Everything.
I mean, it is awesome.
Pretty badass.
Everything about it. I still wish it were Matt Cawthon, because I think Matt Cawthon is one of the most.
I do kind of love the wrinkle that it wasn't him.
Wait,
though.
you wish
like,
what was Matt Cawthon? Oh, blowing the horn.
that blew the horn? Yeah.
I think my
did.
biggest,
Just
my
many
biggest
books
problem
ago.
with this is the fact is there is one line, literally one fucking line, reading from Matt's point of view, where he goes, "Oh, I guess that being killed in Meridian, sever the connection."
Yeah.
It is a one sentence, like that's.
Yeah, but as a reader, isn't that all you need? Like, because that theory had been out for so many years.
Yeah,
like
they created the
That's
smoking
one
noise.
line. This is the biggest change it's happened in 12 fucking books. It's massive change. I feel like it needs to be a little more than literally one line that's just kind of a...
It's so funny you feel that way, because like to me, like Matt not being the horn sounder, quote unquote, like at the last battle was like an obvious thing. Like I thought, I was like waiting for them to discover that it wasn't him anymore. Like I was like dead sure that it wasn't going to be Matt. Like even as they were like desperately trying to get the horn to Matt, and even he was like in the books like going like, yeah, bring the Matt to me, or bring the horn to me when it's time. Like I knew for a fact that if he had blown that horn, it wouldn't have done anything. You know,
I was thrilled with actually paid off the character.
Well, we have, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Imagine if Ulver hadn't paid off. What was the point?
He's an ugly kid.
Yeah, he would have been a child version of Fane.
Yeah. Getting back to the horn being an amazing "this is it" moment, like when Ulver does blow the horn, and like the hero, because Matt is in a position where on the heights or whatever, when he's basically getting backed off to the cliff, like they're kind of getting pushed back off the side of a cliff kind of thing. And having the heroes come down like out of the smoke and fog or whatever and kind of thing, and they just kind of roll onto the cliff's face or like onto the plateau with them kind of thing and turn the tide. I was like, so even though he didn't blow the horn, like he still had the benefit of the heroes coming down and like swooping in and like riding amongst him, you know, so to speak. I mean, he even introduces Tuan to fucking Hawkwing. You know, he's like, hey, by the way, this is my buddy Archer Hawkwing. He's your great grandfather. But like, you know, like that was kind of amazing. Like I loved the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the twist. I think it makes a lot of sense because Matt's got enough going on as general of the army. I think and it also kind of like, did he not or did he die is a huge piece of prophecy earlier. But the way that it's answered, it's literally one line. It just goes, oh, I guess I did die. Like, that was it. Like, that's technically all that's actually mentioned.
Why, man, Wild said did you think Farshar should have become a hero? I mean, he did. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
No, do you think he should have is the question.
I think he should have. Yes, I agree. Yes.
Well, hold on. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
We finish with Matt.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, so, like, I just feel like if you give a couple more pieces of like that kind of like, this is what happened. This is how.
Pretty sure Noel had like a really badass shield. Just jumped down in front of Ulver and like shoved them all away, right? Oh, sorry, John.
No. I think like, if you just put a little more depth into why Matt was no longer there. Not just, it's literally one line.
Okay.
It's a small it's not even like a full paragraph. Like, and then that's it.
Again, I think the reasoning behind that is that we, as the audience, have been discussing that for so many years. They're like, all they need is a line to justify why this wasn't a thing.
Bullshit. We don't know what is or is not bail fired. We don't know what is or is not like death or life.
That's another thing. So it wasn't just Ruidian. It was also the bail fire.
Matt assumes it's Ruidian, but he got bail fired.
He got bail fired. He died.
But so does it exist?
No, he got struck by lightning. And then bail back into existence. Sorry. Let us clarify. But no, I think when he died from the lightning, like that's it.
And then it's bail fired. So it never happened.
That's why that one isn't the reason. It's the reason it's because he died in Ruidian.
But did he? Then how is it? Like,
so he died, his heart stopped. Rand brought him back to life.
Count? I'm sorry, does every person who's CPR'd, like congratulations, you know, you've been brought back. You know what? The sins of your future no longer actually exist. Like those are, or sins of your past, I guess, never longer exist. You're two different people. Like those are really that's bullshit.
You really are bothered, and also we're diving way too deep.
I think that's lazy writing to have one fucking piece of it just go. No, I guess I died. That was it.
We have to assume he hung there for 10 days. Is that true? Was that how long they were in there? I don't think that was that long, but okay.
Explain that.
Yeah, Wild Man Wilds. We're going to need a little bit more on that. I don't think that's how long they were there, but I mean, I think they were there for a long time, but I don't think he was hanging there for that long.
Well-hung man. Literally, he would be a well-hung
He was also told he'd die and live again in the gate, in the doorway, the twisted doorway. That's what he said.
Yeah, I get that, but what does die and live? Die and live again says.
Whether you recognize when he died and lived again isn't important. The fact that I believe that he died and lived again within one of those two moments is enough that he wouldn't be the horn sounder at the end of the books. That's all I'm trying to say. And I think all it needs is a line of clarity, like, that happens.
That's the thing is, like, I'm fine with it. I clearly, like,
what do you prefer instead of Ulver, that Matt stops leading the battle, he goes against the horn, they do a Bollywood style thing, everybody shows up and they just all fight together?
Oh, so they're talking about Odin. Wasn't that Odin? 9 days for Odin, I believe. But also, Christian Rapper said, one of the heroes said that Matt didn't die in Ruidian. It must have been when he was struck by lightning. However, with the Balefire, his death never happen? And that's kind of what Jono was saying. I don't know. I mean, I always assumed
if his heart stopped when he was hung, he died when he got hit by the lightning. Like
one of the two, yeah.
He also died when he got bit by the Darkhound, technically, or would have.
Yeah, would have gotten away with it too. One of those meddling Balefire.
One of those meddling kids. Wait, there was something that actually mattered back in chat, wasn't there? Oh yeah, okay. So this is a question. Christian Rapper said, was there a reason they didn't just use a gateway to take the horn to Matt instead of sending it by caravan? But they did use a gateway. There was a dark friend involved, and the gateway took them to the Blight instead of directly to where, not directly to Matt per se, but like to where he would have been. Yeah, Wada Hawkeye says that they did use gateways. Ayu said, and they couldn't take it to Matt directly because his location was unknown.
It's weird that we're discussing rules of gateways while Andril exists in this book.
Well, again, notwithstanding, but the point is they were planning on taking it directly to Matt. It just got like sidelined by Dark Friends. Whether his exact location was known or not, I guess isn't really the point. Yeah.
All right. Tom, next song.
We're gonna do the winner.
Oh, the winner of this is it. Don't get scared now.
Best battle.
McAllister?
Weirdly, the winner of best battle is a person. It's just Matt.
Matt wins. I mean, it is Matt, man. Come on. But like, I specifically wrote wins / turns the tide of the last battle, Fall of Heights. But like,
it's Matt unrolling a scroll that just says battle plan.
And there's micro machines and paint cans.
It is the spirit of it's why the award exists.
But in all seriousness, though, like, I know we try to jokingly tie in the Kevin McAllister battle plan to the battle itself / fight, but he literally, Kevin McAllister's the last battle. Like, he doesn't tell anyone what's going on. He hides it from all the generals. Literally, Elaine and Gallat are like, "What the fuck are you having us do?" And he's like, "I can't even say it in front of you guys because I think there's a spy in the tent. So fuck off. I'm not going to tell you anything." I mean, he just keeps rolling through his dumbass plan. You, as an audience member, you're like, I don't know how he's going to pull all this off. Then you've got like the idiots from Hinterstap coming in, the river getting unblocked, and like that shit happening. Like the dragons working out like inside of a cave and like just opening up gateways and blasting Mogideon.
I need
like,
Jono to assign.
There's so many aspects of it that I love.
I need Jono to assign every trap and fake character from the party to a moment of the book. Like, I need to know who Michael Jordan on the train is. I need to know who the dancing mannequins are. I need to know who the blowtorch on the head is. Like, I need all.
Can we do that for next episode?
That should be a whole episode.
Next episode, I would.
Matt wins the last battle. Like / what does this mean in Home Alone?
Matt was always going to be the winner of this award for the final book. Like,
all drawn in crayon. Of course, that's what he had available. Don't get mad at him because it's drawn in crayon.
So the answer is yes, Tom. We will have this. I realized that I fucked up. I put this piece in the catfish because technically Matt catfishes everyone.
Whoa! Spoilers for next episode.
Spoilers for next episode, Jono.
And but
hey, you know what? That's when we'll discuss your correlations with Home Alone. I'll try to come up with a few myself.
Now we'll save it. That's a whole episode. Lifetime Achievement Awards. Yeah. That's a whole episode.
Oh god, yeah. I'm excited as fuck for Lifetime.
Yeah, but Matt turning the tide, just in a broad spectrum of things. Categories. Matt turning the tide / winning the last battle, so to speak. Even though there was kind of a few more fights after this giant chunk of battle. Was fucking fantastic. Like him taking control of the Shan-Chan military, them suddenly realizing that he's like brilliant and handing him the reins of like everyone's fighting,
yeah,
was fantastic.
There's so much shit here. If only we had done a podcast about it. Oh, we did.
Oh yeah.
12 years ago.
We should have probably broken this down via chapter.
I can't believe we did this 12 years ago.
I'd be curious to find out what we're saying that's new.
Yeah, I think that most of the
not a lot.
It's fast.
I disagree. We're kind of like breaking these moments up in time.
Yeah,
and really analyzing them. I think we've said some new things.
I think we said some new things.
That being said,
endorsement of the Wheel of Time podcast by tWoTcast. But like, there's some fascinatingly cool shit here. Like as far as like how it all goes, and there's also some like fascinating, like just like what the fuck, like why and how. Everything about this book is just kind of like, I really want to just get way drunker and just yell about it more. And I think that you guys
I'm really, you know what? I mean, in my mind, when we said we were going to split this in two, I was like, no.
That doesn't mean that.
The second Tom said, like, let's split it in two, I was like, yeah, that probably makes sense.
He said it, and I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. Because I'm just screaming shit.
We have so many things to talk about. The memory of Light, I mean, the last battle chapter alone is like 200 pages.
It's the dumbest thing in the world.
It's so awesome. No, I love it.
Yeah.
But it's so huge. It's insane. To try to like
it's like Joe's penis.
Trying to shove all of A Memory of Light, like my penis, into one episode is too much. Yeah. It's too much.
Yeah. Good night, Lauren.
You gotta just the tip it.
Yeah.
You know, and then give them the shaft next week. You know, John?
And then what happens?
I think that's tWoTcast for this week.
We're just not gonna not let Tom there.
I mean, Tom. I mean, he's still here. Pretend he's still here.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's tWoTcast this week. If you have any comments or questions, join us next week.
Oh, Tom's back. Leave them below. We'll respond. I am way better at that now.
He has a 69% sex rate. Success. That was an unintentional pun.
It's good.
69% success rate during sex.
You can listen to the audio version of this podcast eventually. tWoTcast theme songs brought to you by the one and only Taffy Bennington and Angel Bard of Time. We love them both. They make awesome stuff. If you don't know who they are, check them out. Their links are below, as always, to find their awesome music. That's for Taffy, not necessarily pretending to the Wheel of Time. For Angel, prolific as fuck. You know what I mean?
Tom, you want to hear something funny?
Just great all around.
So I'm wearing boxers, or that's not true. I'm wearing pajamas, and I just saw the head of my penis.
Congratulations. That must be really short shorts.
Congratulations.
That's the best I got.
How much of there is riding up in your crotch?
The link's below, and I looked down, I was like, it's my penis.
Join us next episode for more Wheel of Time, covering A Memory of Light as the tWoTties, I guess, part 2.
Part 2.
You know? I mean, it was going to be tWoTquest season 2, but like we're pushing that back a couple.
Yeah, we push it back like it's a woman. You're offensive.
Jono?
Say goodnight, Kevin.
God damn it. I'm Joe. Say goodnight, Jono.
Good night,
and Tom.
Let's go to your math.
Hey, don't forget, in 10 minutes, our good friends, The Way of the Queef.
Oh, yeah. By the way, if you haven't already, and you haven't, clearly, because we're watching the viewers, but go watch The Way of the Leaf. They're doing 150 episodes, extravaganza, celebration, whatever you want to call it.
We're all going to be on that show, all of us.
It starts in 10 minutes, and Tom is definitely going to bed.
We're jumping right over.
Theoretically, Jono and I will join you there.
Yes. All right.
Keep the change, you filthy animals, I think.
Joe,
right?
thank you for your service. Tom, it's been a pleasure. Me, I was the host, and therefore I had to do a very bad sign-off.
Hey, like and subscribe, assholes. Keep the change, you filthy animals. This is the third time I'm saying it.
Among the first to start, the tWoTcast was so smart to lovingly bash our favorite books. But that was long ago, and now they've grown the show, and now they got us in their hooks. Don't throw coins to these bastards, they need bars of gold at least. Someone please keep them afloat. Now let's listen as they once again ramble through a book. Let's get the fucking quote. One of them is Tom, but he is barely on. Sometimes he calls into the show. Another one is Jono. Is he their joker? Oh no. And Joe, is he the stupid one? Welcome to the tWoTcast. We will share our love for books and all our hate in every episode. We'll entertain you, make you laugh so hard you barely can stand up. That is the tWoTcast